You know, there's a few things that I have to say, and there's a few things and a lot of things that I find despicably um, disgusting. Now, we have all these brothers and sisters who are making videos about CK saying that he was a freedom fighter and that he was speaking truth and that he stood for Jesus Christ. And this is the last time we'll talk about it. But a lot of you have turned CK into the golden calf that the Israelites idolized and worshiped in the wilderness when Moses went up to the mountain. A lot of you that I have realized and have understood, and overstood is that you are idolaters. All right? You guys idolize an individual who spoke truth that was subjective to the system that he was speaking for and to. Number one, CK never told the truth about the KKK that still exists today. He never spoke the truth about the KKK that is in your government, that is in your politics, that is in your country. He never spoke about sundown towns. He never spoke about anything that was plausible for the generality of all 18 nations that God created. Charlie Kirk spoke subjective truth that was subjective and objective for a certain means, that was only plausible for a certain group of people, especially politicians and those who fly the flag. You cannot keep coming on here and boo-hooing and shedding tears when you don't have that same energy for Jesus Christ. You don't have that same energy for the apostles. So you have to understand, the greatest sacrifice and the greatest martyrs, and these are real martyrs, okay, was Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Isaiah, St. John, Jesus Christ, Paul, Peter, Barnabas, Stephen, so on and so forth. I don't see you guys doing that same, showing that same empathetic energy for them. But yet for the expense of Jesus Christ and the apostles, you would try to compare him to other sellouts like MLK and so on and so forth. There were a lot of brothers and sisters who came out and spoke truth regardless of the backlash. And there is more respect and there is more merit and honor for them to speak realities, to speak truth to power. Because a lot of people are afraid to say things is because freedom of speech is a subjective amendment, meaning you're only free to speak when it fits the status quo, when it fits the agenda, and when it fits the way people feel. But as soon as you go against that, you're going to be called everything but a son and a child of God. The reality is this: there is nothing that the people of this country can do to stop the impending collapse of an empire, which will be 250 years old, July 4th, 2026, of its fall. It is prophesied and it is destined to happen. The Bible says when God says something, nothing comes back to him void. And when God says Babylon the Great shall fall, it's going to fall. And to a lot of you brothers and sisters who are hop, skipping, and jumping and tap dancing with your tap dance shoes on and playing your trumpets like Benny Moten and so many others, you don't have that much time left. You see, the people that are remembered are the ones who went against the status quo of the society, who went against the kingdom, who went against Caesar, who went against Pharaoh. Not the ones who go on and try to uphold and exalt idolatry. See, you have to understand, America, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, America doesn't support this and doesn't support that. America builds statues for her unalivers. A lot of you don't even know this one fact. Is that, did you know that Albert Pike, who was a known hater of brothers and sisters, his body is buried at the White House. You see, America celebrates these things. America exalts these things, and it's nothing new. There's nothing new. But yet we have people on this app who celebrates the death of this particular individual, and I don't support that, but at the same time, his entire life was to pander and to promote and to fit an agenda and to speak words that fit an agenda. One thing is for sure and two things are for certain. In the last days, kingdom shall rise against kingdom and nation shall rise against nation. The inevitable will happen. Why? It's because we have people in this country who have a peanut of a brain, not to understand the bigger agenda. This is a spiritual war. But at the same time, there are people that you do not see. There are people that you do not know. There are people in the back countries. There are people who are waiting for the collapse of the system, that are waiting for the grid to fail, and that are waiting for a civil war. And guess what? It's coming. Will you be ready?